Congratulations on a terrific job.
Thank you.
The character is indelible.
Oh,
I'm
good.
just wondering, how much is on the page and how much, do you go strictly off the script or do you, how much is you and how much is on the page, I guess?
I would say 96% is on the page. No, I think any actor, you have to bring it to life and make it come to life for yourself, as well as for the audience and the other actors. But this was on the page. I mean, this character, not only his unpredictable behavior and extravagant wackiness, a lot of it is in what he says. But it's also in his actions are it's kind of crazy. And if you just bring yourself to those situations as that, thinking as that character, it's all pretty much there. I mean, there was some ad-libbing here and there.
How much, the Hasidim, I like the Hasidim line, those women really know how to do it. And
well, in the book, there's more. He talks about their gingham gowns and their real sense of style. It was funny because I was just in Williamsburg last week, and there they all were. There was this block after block of the women that Henry's describing, but that's beside the point. You were saying?
Well, I mean, are there any things that he says that you personally agree with? I mean, were there any times where you found yourself in tune with the character?
Oh, yes.
You know?
Oh, many. No, I totally identified with his scorn for vulgarity. You know, he lives in a somewhere between the age of chivalry and the 1930s, when elegance and wit and that kind of thing was happening. So he has great disregard for the common.
Have you known people, I mean, he's a very theatrical type character. I'm just wondering, you're a man of the theater. Have you known people like this? And if you meet people like this, do you generally stay away or do you stay close? I mean, it sounds like a very entertaining guy to be around. He's obviously taxing, but he could be...
Well, listen, I mean, this is based on a man that Jonathan Ames shared an apartment with for a year. And he knew the moment he walked in that he had the subject for his next novel. Because I mean, the guy's an extraordinary character. And yes, I've never met anyone quite like him. I've never read in any book a character like him. Some similarities, of course, but he's a one-off. He's a true original. But yeah, there are extravagant men in the theater and elsewhere that I've met.
Do you generally run the other way, though, with people like this, or are they entertaining to have around? I mean,
it's a challenge to be with them sometimes, but sometimes they're so entertaining and so quirky and so unpredictable that they're irresistible.
Can you talk also about working, well, with the directors and working with Paul? You have a lot of scenes with him, obviously. How was that? How long did it take you guys to build the rapport where it felt so natural?
Luckily, I played a teacher, and Paul was my student in a film called The Emperor's Club. He was 16 at the time, so it was a while ago. So but we'd already worked together, so I hadn't seen him for a while, but it kind of just happened naturally.
Mm-hmm. And working with the directors, can you talk about that?
The budget and the time was so short. There was not a lot of time for thinking things to death. We just jumped in and shot it.
Really? So not a lot of rehearsal time?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No.
Okay. On IMDb, you're probably going to hate hearing this because you've heard this numerous times, I'm sure. When you're playing a good guy, no mustache. When you're playing a bad guy, mustache.
I'd heard it that if it's a comedy, I'm wearing a mustache.
That's what I'm sorry. There's no.
But it's not true.
It's not true. Okay.
I didn't wear a mustache in Dave. I think that was a comedy. And no, it's a nice theory. I don't ascribe to it. I just finished yesterday a comedy where I look like this.
Which comedy is that?
It doesn't have a title yet.
Doesn't have a title yet.
It's the Untitled Ivan Reitman project.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And then The Conspirator you have coming as well. Is that it?
Yep, no mustache. Playing a bad guy.
Okay. All right, I think you want to drag me out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Terrific.